Slide 1, Chapter 5, Function. Slide 2, Learning outcome of chapter functions. First, understand the concept of function. Second, understand the two types of functions. Third, manipulate predefined function in a program. Fourth, understand the three function elements. Fifth, produce programs using user-defined function. Slide 3. A function is a group of statements that together perform a task which only runs when it is called. There are two types of functions. First is predefined function, and second one, user-defined function. User-defined function is defined by the user at the time of writing the program. You will learn this user-defined function in the second part of this chapter. For today, you will learn predefined function, which is also known as a library function. This predefined function is already declared and defined in C++ libraries. You are need to include appropriate header files to use this function. The most common header files used are maths.h, stdlib.h, ctype.h, and string.h. You can find other types of header file in this function in your textbooks, or you can also find on online notes. In math.h library, you can have several predefined functions such as pow, square root, fabs, ceil, and floor. stdlib.h header file contains ABS, labs, and random user-defined libraries. Meanwhile, ctype header file has have two lower, two upper, is lower, is alpha, is digit, predefined functions. You can go through textbooks to understand the use for each of the following predefined functions. Also happen to string. We have string copy, string compare, string length, and string concat to be used as a predefined function. Now, hope you will excited to learn and to use all of these predefined functions to complete your program. Introductions to function. Slide 4. As mentioned in previous slide, in programming, function refers to a segment that groups code to perform a specific task or certain action. Functions only runs when it is called, and function is important for reusing code, where we define the code once and use it many times. Here is the syntax of a function. First, you have to give a name of the function. To give the name of the function is similar to give the name for identifiers, which is you have to follow 4 rules in naming identifiers. Second, there will be a function return types. For example here, void means that the function does not have a return value. You will learn more about return types later in second part of user-defined function. Okay? Inside function, there are codes that define what the function should do. Okay, class. Actually, the syntax of functions is similar to the main function, which is now, instead of main functions, there are also several other functions. For example, pow, square root, which is grouped, which is group as a user-defined function. Slide 5. Predefined function. The predefined function is built-in function in C++ programming. Predefined function is also known as a library function. This predefined function invokes function directly, so you don't have to write it themselves. Let's say you write your own program. Here, you write two predefined functions in your program, which is square root and pow. So, both of these predefined functions, when you use, you have to add the header file, which is mat.h. This mat.h header file will connect it to library function in C++. So, this header file will connect your program with library function in C++, which contains the specific predefined functions that you want to use. As you know, in library functions, they have so many header files. Now specifically to math.h, let's say here, you invoke function square root to calculate a number. Now, consider user enter a number, then you invoke the function and pass a value of number to the predefined function square root in function library. This predefined function in function library will calculate for you using that given number and then return the answer to the line 13 where you invoke the function. The return answer will store in square root variables, which is you assign in your program in line 13. So, this is how your program will work with library function library. Second example is pow. Pow in line 15 will call the predefined function pow in library function through header file of mat.h. Line 15 will pass a value of number and power to the predefined function pow, and this predefined function pow in function library will calculate the power and return the answer to line 15. The answer will be transferred and stored to variable power in your program in line 15. And in line 18, the value of answer will be displayed. Okay, here class. From now on, you have to try several examples by go through in your textbooks of predefined function and try to use this type of predefined function in your program. Good luck.